that real quick.
All right.
All right, we in there. Let's try to check this other one. Restream. All cleaned up. I'm trying to, it'll be smoother the next couple times.
Yeah, it's all right. It's only the second time, so we good.
Yeah. I was trying to open up this chat, restream chat. All right, man. So we can get started. Yo, this is your boy Bronze, and this is Niners All Day Show. I got my boy with me, Dre. Dre, what up?
Man, just chilling, bro. Enjoying the sunshine. It's been raining all fucking week, bro. So I'm just happy that we got some sun today. We're gonna get out and do some running around, get some of this good natural vitamin D, man. What's going on with you, bro?
Hell yeah, man. Just chilling. Just another day, Sunday. Hopefully, a couple months from now, we're gonna have football.
Yeah.
We ready. But so yeah, it's gonna be. I don't know. It's only what May. We're heading into June, and then July. When does training camp start? At the end of July.
Training camp usually starts the end of June, the beginning of July. They want to give guys about 2 months. We're supposed to be having OTAs right now, but unfortunately, due to the circumstances COVID right now, yeah, man, we are not having OTAs. But some good news. We actually had some guys working out with Jimmy G, and we'll get into that. That's our second topic of the day.
Right. I'm mad excited. So today we're going to be going over the D line, the effective Solly, Javon Kinlaw, and DJ Jones.
Yeah,
and then we're going to be talking about the wide receiver core. It's kind of like I guess maybe our favorite topic because it's kind of like the X factor, but we know what the potential is. And last but not least, what was? Oh, go ahead.
I really think the wide receiver core is the X factor of the team, man. With Emmanuel Sanders leaving, man, he's a vet, and but it's good that we have about 4 guys that are vets from this team that have been in this offense for a while. When you look at Kendrick Bourne and Trent Taylor and who's the other guys? Kendrick Bourne, Trent Taylor, Richie James, all of those guys, man. I think that it's really important that we have those guys. And even Debo, man, after your first year, you know what I'm saying? You come in the second year, the system, so you can consider yourself a veteran. So, I think that's a big plus, man. But I'm mostly excited about the guys that were out due to injury that's coming back, and that will be Trent Taylor and Jalen Hurd. But we're gonna get into that though, man.
All right, cool, man. So Solomon Thomas. I know we saw Mike. I don't know. I guess I misunderstood what he was saying in the tweet. Shout out
Mike.
To
Mike. He was
nothing but Niners.
So I actually have it already pulled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it.
All right, do that.
I'm gonna go ahead and share screen.
Did you see his response to me?
Yeah.
Oh, what the hell is that? That sounded like a riddle to me. Yeah, you saw what I did. But you ignored what I did.
Yeah. So basically, all right. Can you see my shared screen?
I have to do that right now.
Okay. Because I just shared. Okay, yeah, you can. Okay. So basically, he was talking about this. So this video that Javon. Well, he was talking about this one. So Javon Kinlaw posted this video a few weeks back, right? And it's basically him getting his workout in.
Look at that boy. I'd be scared to get slapped by him.
Hey, bro, I would be too, bro. Like, he's basically showing his hand movement and how powerful he is. He's working on swim moves. He's working on, pushing the leverage of the offensive lineman's arm off of him. He's working on punch moves. And basically, he was saying that he's not, don't get too excited about Javon Kinlaw because we've seen the same thing from Solomon Thomas. And then, that day, later on that day, Solomon Thomas, he actually posted a video, and Solomon looks like he's working on the same thing. It doesn't look as forceful as Javon Kinlaw, but Solomon Thomas was really working. It looks like he's working when he gets off of the line. So it's kind of two different things that Solomon Thomas was working on, because even as you see with the pads, he doesn't really have the pads on the outside of his arm. He had the pads on the inside of his arm. So
Right.
I think Solomon was working more on just hand placement. And
Right.
I kind of understand what Mike is saying. Like, we've seen this from Solomon, but you got to look at Javon Kinlaw, bro. You cannot compare the two. You know what I'm saying? Like Solomon
Right.
Thomas comes in at 286. He's 6'4". Javon Kinlaw is 6'6", 324 pounds with a 7-foot
Yeah.
wingspan, man. So, and he's a true 3 technique. He's not a guy that's going to line up on the outside. So I don't really think that the two match up, but I understand the narrative that he was spitting out there. Now we're going to go into
What was the narrative? I just want to get that clarified.
He was basically saying like don't get so excited about seeing Javon Kinlaw work on his hand placement and his swipe moves and things like that, because we've seen the same thing from other guys and look how they turned out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you have to look at Solomon Thomas and Javon Kinlaw, two different guys.
Two different sizes too.
Yeah, man. Like Javon Kinlaw is strictly a 3 technique. He's not a guy that's going to line up on the outside.
Right.
And I want to, kind of segue into basically, Javon Kinlaw, Solomon Thomas, and DJ Jones I feel like are the most important parts to the defensive line.
Yes.
We know what we're getting on the edge, but at the same time, if the interior defensive line is not dominant like they were last year, it's going to create hell for the guys on the edge, because all they're going to do is double team and key on the guys that's on the edge. So I feel like Solomon Thomas and DJ Jones and Javon Kinlaw are the most important parts of this line. What I'm about to do now is I'm going to just share the screen, and we're going to go look at Solomon Thomas's stats, and then we're going to look at DJ Jones' stats. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically judge what they were last year, and then we're going to say, okay, what do they need to be this year in order for us to be successful, right? So we're looking at Solomon Thomas right now. This is going on his 4th year.
4th year. Time flies.
Yeah, man, it really does, bro. All right, so if you look right here, and hold on. If we look right here, man, we got Solomon Thomas in his first year. Solomon Thomas, he started 12 games. He had 3 sacks and 41 tackles, 7 assists, 10 tackles for loss, 11 quarterback hits. And that's actually not bad. That's pretty good, for a guy that's coming in his rookie year. Then in 2018, what happened? We switched from a 3-4 to a 4-3 defense. So initially, you're going to see a dip in your stats, because you're learning a totally different position and a totally different defense. So what we have here is 1 sack, 31 tackles, and we have 24 solos, 7 assists, and 3 tackles for loss, 6 quarterback hits, right? Then we come into the second year in the system. But, he's playing it with guys like Ronald Blair. He's playing with guys like DJ Jones. You have Julian Taylor. And, it was just some guys that was above him in the rotation. Yeah, Kentavious Street also. You know what I mean? So we got him starting in 3 games, playing 16 total games. He had 2 sacks, 21 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 6 quarterback hits. With that being said, man, I feel like if Solomon Thomas could all right, let's go back to his snap count. He had 424 snaps. He had 200 snaps at a 3 technique, and he had 224 snaps on the edge. Now, I feel like with DeForest Buckner gone, those snaps are going to increase by at least 200. So let's say he gets 624 snaps, and 75% of those snaps are at the 3 technique. Okay,
right.
If Solomon Thomas could jump up from 2 sacks to, let's say, 6 sacks, and 21 tackles to, let's say, 50 tackles, I feel like, that will definitely, hold the interior defensive line together and give it that production that we need, which we're going to be missing from DeForest Buckner. So let's jump over here.
So do you think that'd be a good
Jones,
number for Solly? You think that'll be a good number? Six
Yeah,
sacks.
yeah, man. 6 sacks, 50 tackles, man. I think that would be a very good number for Solomon. Now we got to look at DJ Jones. His numbers dipped, of course, because we know that DJ was injured for a lot of the year. So with
Love
DJ,
DJ
his main
Jones. Love
thing
me
is
some DJ Jones. Him
I
and
I
Ron
do
Blair,
too,
man.
bro. I do too, bro. I just feel like, man, look, 11 games. He started 11 games last year, so all 11 games that DJ Jones played in, he started. So that tells you how important he was to the interior defensive
Right.
line. He had one forced fumble, he had 2 sacks, he had 23 tackles, um, and he also had 4 assists. He had 4 tackles for loss. He had 2 quarterback hits. I feel like if DJ Jones increases that from 11 games to 16 games playing, if DJ Jones could get us 4 sacks and let's say 40 tackles, between him and Solomon Thomas, I feel
Yeah.
like that will do us a justice. If DJ can get 4, Solomon Thomas can get 6. That's 10 sacks. DeForest Buckler, he only had 7.5 sacks last year. So we're
Last year,
already
right?
so we're already 2.5 sacks better. And then if you combine both of those with 40 tackles for DJ and then 50 tackles for Solomon, that's 90 tackles. And I feel like that will hold us over, man.
Yeah.
That is
So
the
with
most
Eric
important
Armstead,
part
I
of the
mean, he'll be
line.
going in the middle too on base or what on passing downs. You would say, or how would you say
I
that
would,
the rotation would be between
oh
them
man,
four?
yeah.
Do you think Armstead's going to be sitting in the outside still, like kind of like similar to last year, or
I
do you think he'll be
think
more in the
that
middle next to
I
DJ
think
Jones?
that on rundowns we could possibly see on rundowns we could see a variation of Solomon Thomas and DJ Jones in the
Hmm.
inside, and then we could see a variation of Eric Armstead and DJ Jones, or vice versa, Eric Armstead, Solomon Thomas. I feel like the only time that Solomon Thomas will be lining up, the only time that Eric Armstead will be lining up on the edge will be when D Ford needs to blow and he just needs to sit down and recuperate, drink some water, drink some Gatorade,
Right.
hydrate
Yeah.
himself, get stretched out, and be ready for the next play of downs.
Yeah.
I really think that the Forrest Buckner being gone, it's really going to elevate the amount of snaps that Eric Armstead plays inside. Also,
Yes.
D Ford has to stay healthy. With him staying healthy, we won't need Eric Armstead on the outside. If D Ford needs to go out, we could say, okay, Eric, you move to the outside, then DJ and Solomon, or Javon and Solomon, or vice versa. You guys can play at the 3 techniques,
Right.
and that's a really important part.
And you
But
got
like
Ron Blair too, probably rotating
yeah,
outside too
yeah,
on the
yeah.
edge.
And I'm hoping that Ronald is available, for the beginning of the season. But I would look for Ronald Blair to be available until like at least the second or third game, because
Right.
he tore that ACL in week 9. Um, but I mean, it's already been about 6 or 7 months. You know what I'm saying? So he might,
Yes.
be ready. We just don't know. But I would want him to be all the way healthy and be ready to go. So I would look for him like the second or third game of the season. It just depends
Right.
on how the medical staff feels about him recovering. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, the most important part of that defensive line is going to be the
That
interior.
middle.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. Yeah, DJ Jones, Javon Kinlaw, and Solomon Thomas are going to be the most important parts to make everything continue to rotate and run smooth and be dominant. Because if that interior is continuing to get inside those gaps and cause corruption, it's going to be hard for offense to key in on which guy they want to double. Um, I mean,
Right. You gotta. Yeah. They gotta choose their poison. Right. I mean,
yeah,
to me, my guess is they're going to be focusing on Bosa or Ford.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
in the
I
middle they're
mean,
going to feast.
yeah, I mean, Nick Bosa did lead the NFL in pressures and quarterback pressures last year, so he's definitely going to be getting a lot of attention. But like I was saying, at the same time, if you have the interior of, I mean, the fastest way to the quarterback is a straight line, right? A straight
Mm,
line is the fastest way to the quarterback, and
right.
that's in the trenches. That's at the both three techniques, or the one technique, or the zero technique, where you line up right over the center. That's what DJ Jones is going to be doing a lot of. If we can get penetration in the middle of that line, and a coach has to focus a lot of his attention on the offensive line in the trenches, then I think it's going to open things up, and that's why I say that rotation specifically is the most important thing to this defense, man, because
I'm
you could
excited. I'm
have good
excited.
edge rushers, but if you cannot rush the quarterback and
Up in
put
the
pressure on
middle.
the quarterback up the middle, it's going to be problems for the edge to get there, because it just makes the pocket more bigger. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
makes the pocket huge. If you're not getting penetration in the middle of the offensive line, what that quarterback does is all he has to do is step up into the pocket. But if you step up into the pocket and you got DJ Jones, Solomon Thomas, or Javon Kinlaw in your face, you're
Hey.
not going to want to step up in the pocket. So what you're going to do is you're going to try to evade the pocket on the outside, and you
Right.
can't do that if you have D Ford or Nick
Order
Bosa
Bosa.
chasing you. Yeah, man. So like I said,
Woo,
man, that's
man.
going to be the most important part of the line. You guys could bookmark that. You know what I'm saying? I said it.
Book
The
it.
most important part of the line is the interior line. The guys that's in the three tech, man.
All
Those
right,
guys
man.
going up against those
Yeah, I can't
linemen.
wait, man. All right.
Yeah.
That
Yes, sir.
that being said, we'll move on to the wide receivers.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
Man. So we
So
got
there was a post from Kendrick Bourne 2 days ago, and he was basically saying that him, Dante Pettis, Jalen Hurd, Trent
Hurt.
Taylor, Sean
Wait.
Poindexter, and
Yeah.
Jalen Hurd were all working out together with Jimmy Garoppolo at San Jose State University, and it's not
Ah,
too
okay, so
far.
that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, it was at San Jose State University, and that's not too far from Santa Clara. I mean, they're probably like a 20-minute drive apart. Um, I was encouraged to see that Dante Pettis was there. I wasn't
Yes.
encouraged. I wasn't encouraged about the polka dot shorts, but
In
I
his
was
parking.
encouraged. I wasn't encouraged about that, but I can say that I was very encouraged about Dante Pettis being there and working out and getting some work in, man, and basically coming in hot and ready to basically participate and see if he could be a factor in this offense.
Yes.
Because we know, man, like Dante Pettis,
Mm,
he has the talent, right? Like he's
right.
slippery, he's fast, he's shifty, his routes are amazing. It's just, does he have the determination to go across the middle and catch a ball? Is he going to alligator arm the ball? Is he going to quit at the end of his routes before the ball gets there, because he thinks that he's not going to be able to make it to that spot to catch the ball like we've seen a few times last year? Those are the things that we have to worry about with Dante Pettis. So it's hard for me to be sold on Dante Pettis when it's just like, bro, I don't really know if you're all football. You
Man,
know
I
what I'm
was trying to
saying?
look for some videos because I was trying to go back and see some like alligator arm type videos. I mean, just an hour before we had started the show, I was just looking at his best catch was the Steelers catch. You know,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
showed a little
best
bit of
catch in
toughness
it.
right there. He didn't do his
Yeah,
cat. He
right,
spiked the ball like a man, and
right, exactly,
that's what we want to
exactly.
see more out of him, right? So I was trying to see
Yeah,
like, okay, well, I was trying to see like, okay, what are we? I want to see what performance did we see him? Because I know he did a couple of drops, but yeah, I don't
it
know,
was
man. I just
so the two ones that stick out to me was against Seattle in the first game. It was an out route, and he basically just did not run all the way through the route, even though the ball was a little off placement.
right,
If
right.
he would have kept running, it would have been a tight window to catch the ball, but he had a chance to catch the ball, and he just slowed up and stopped running, and the ball sailed out of bounds.
Mm,
Also
right.
in the playoffs against the Minnesota Vikings, the same thing happened, the same out route, except it was on the opposite side of the field, and Dante Pettis did not run through his route. You know what I'm saying? And Kyle Shanahan, he instantly pulled his ass out and set him on the bench. Um,
Right.
so those are the things that we have to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Is
Okay.
Dante
Okay.
going to be dialed in? Is he going to be all in? Um,
Right. Right. This is yeah. Basically, it's his make or break year. It's his third year. We'll see if it see any changes and stuff, man.
Yeah, I
because
mean,
yeah,
yeah, I
we
mean,
can't
we
be having
moved
that.
up to draft him. We moved up to draft this guy in the second round. I feel like Shanahan is so stubborn that he's just not going to give up on this guy until he knows, like it's
Like for
definite.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definite that he's not going to produce. So, I mean, I
Yes.
would feel like it's his third year. This is a make or break year. Um, there was one
Right.
thing that I seen it's a small detail, but I
Mhm.
was impressed. Jalen Hurd, you see Dante, he's driving off in a G wagon, which is a ninety
Yeah.
thousand dollar truck. You see Kendrick, who's in a Bentley, which is $100,000 car.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurd walked up to a Nissan Altima.
Ultima. Yeah. Shout
what that
out.
shows what that shows me is that Jalen Hurd is very smart. He's cerebral. He thinks about his decisions and what he's going to do and how his money is going to last him. And I think
Yes.
that small details like that plays into what type of
The
football
whole
player you
right,
are.
the whole character of the player, right?
It
You know,
really
the
does, bro. He's not worried about having $100,000 car, bro. This is a guy that's going to show up with his hard hat and his lunch pail and his hard boots, and he's going to go to work. And I can
right.
appreciate that. It really shows that he's a smart guy, man. And
Exactly. I mean, you don't
Baylor,
see that too often anymore with the young
no,
folks, right?
no,
You
bro.
know, they're all about that flashy,
Yeah,
but
most
he
definitely.
comes with that. What Harbaugh would say, bring his lunch pail to work. You
Yeah,
know.
man. Yeah, and I feel like that having those type of characteristics could have an influence on what type of football player you are, man. And I think that if you're a smart young man, bro, you're going to be able to grasp this offense, and you're going to be able to think on the field. And I feel like that's very important, bro. When you have a guy who thinks about what he's going to do with his money, who isn't worried about what type of car you're driving in. They're just worried about playing football, man. That's the type of guy that I want on my team. So, man,
Right.
shouts out to Jalen Hurd, bro. I'm really
Yeah,
happy to
man.
see that him and Trent Taylor are out there putting in some work.
All right, man. Let's go run down the line. We got Debo. I
Yep.
know when this offense there is not really a number one receiver,
No, no, no.
but if we had to
It's spread
choose,
out. Yeah, 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 man.
I mean, it'd be
It's
Kittle,
not
right?
really a
No,
number
but
one.
but but like this team, man, like the way it's built with the man, it's basically gonna be a yak attack, yak squad, yak stack. I don't know
Yeah,
what we're gonna call them, but it's
yeah.
and,
I've been seeing a lot of stuff like Yak City, and I seen the Yak Attack. So I mean, I don't, I'm not, I'll let everybody else figure out the names. You know what I'm saying? As long as our guys get on the field and they're productive, man, that's what I want to see, bro. I could give a damn. You can name them stir fried shit for all I care. If they get on the field and they're productive, bro, that's all that I want to see. So as we're looking at the wide receivers right now, man, we have a lot of wide receivers, bro. We have Debo Samuel, of course. We have Kendrick Bourne. We have Dante Pettis. We have Travis Benjamin. We have Trent Taylor. Sean Poindexter, I'm not really counting him because I know he's going to be a
yeah,
practice squad guy. We have
right.
Jalen Hurd. We have Richie James. And then we have Jawan Jennings. So we
Jawan
have
Jennings.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then Jawan Jennings. That's 9 guys, bro.
Hold up,
I,
you forgot your boy, baby OBJ.
oh, and Brandon Ayuk. Fuck, that's
Yeah,
10 guys. That's
and
10 guys.
Chris Finke.
Yeah, Chris
Out
Finke,
of
he's
the,
an undrafted free agent. So I feel like this year is going to be like the hardest cut down year for wide receivers in Kyle Shanahan's
hardest,
career.
bro.
It's going to
Yes.
be really hard because you got a guy like Travis Benjamin who runs a 4-3, who knows the system, who played with Kyle Shanahan, who had his best year with Kyle Shanahan. You got a 7th round guy in Jawan Jennings, who is a big body, who looks like a possession wide receiver, a guy that's hard to tackle. You got Richie James, who was, our special teams ace, didn't really, get a lot of snaps on the field. But I mean, when you get 6 receptions and you average 27.5 yards of reception, and you scored a touchdown on those 6 receptions, I feel like, if you have more opportunities, you could be valuable to the offense. You got Trent Taylor and Jalen Hurd coming back, and those guys definitely are not being cut. So it's like, man, that sixth and that seventh spot is going to be very coveted, man. We're going to have a lot. I feel like this training camp is going to be one of the best training camps for wide receivers because these guys are definitely going to be working their ass off to make this team, bro. So, just looking at it, it's hard for me to make a decision.
Yeah.
Like, for real,
let's
bro.
do this. Okay,
you
think we're going to keep 6, right? 6 is already crowded. Like, people were just like,
I
guess on the average
7.
in the NFL team is 5 or
I think we keep 7.
7.
I think we keep 7. There's no way that Kyle Shanahan is going to be able to keep only 6 of these guys. No way in hell, bro. No, because you got to look at it like this. So we got Debo, right?
Yeah, we got Debo. He's staying. We got
Brandon Ayuk. He's a first round draft pick. He's not going nowhere. Kendrick Bourne. He just signed a $3.2 million tender. Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd is that guy that everybody was excited about. We didn't get to see him last year. Trent Taylor. He's our third down possession guy. Great,
kind of make or break too.
Yeah. Then you got Dante Pettis. This guy was drafted in the second round. They invested a lot and they traded up to get him. So they invested a lot in him. Then you got Richie James, who's already been on the team for what, 2 or 3 years? How long has Richie been on the team, bro? Is this his second or third? This is third season.
Third season, fourth season coming in. He's part of that regime, I believe. Like with the first,
so then you got Richie James, who's been on this squad for going on 4 years, and he knows the team, he knows the coaching staff, he knows the offense back and forth. He plays special teams. It's going to be really hard. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be really hard. Then you got Jawan Jennings. We drafted this guy in the 7th round. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's 8 guys right there. That's 8 guys right there, and I didn't say nothing about Travis. I don't know. It's going to be really hard, bro. And I wish that they would have made the final roster instead of 55. I wish they would have just pushed it up to 60, bro, and allow teams to keep one guy per position group, to stay on the team, because this is going to be hard to get down to 6. I just don't see us getting down to 6, bro. I really don't.
Real quick, I want to say shout out to Angie Roy, who's watching from Facebook. Ranu Peets from Twitch. Man, this is gonna be crazy, bro. Okay, this is my prediction, Dre. Just like a glimpse, man, of who's not gonna make it into the roster. I'm gonna say Travis Benjamin.
Okay.
To me, he's the Matthew Jordan of this year.
No, he's not as sorry as Matthew. He's not the sorry.
Hey, I like Matthew Jordan like that a couple years ago.
I like Matthew Jordan in 2016 when he was balling out before, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like him now. It looked like he ran with cement shoes on, bro. Dude is just slow as shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we got Travis
because we gotta not everyone could make it, right? You know what I'm saying? This is like deep. So this is what I'm saying. Like,
super deep.
I think it's gonna be 6. You're gonna say 7. I'm gonna say 6.
Yeah, I think 7. I think 7.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know. Only reason I say 7 is because this group is so talented. Right. And there's a lot of potential in so many guys. I feel like Kyle Shanahan is going to stash one of those guys and say that he has an injury when he really doesn't have an injury, so nobody can pick him up on the practice squad. And if somebody gets injured, he'll activate his ass as soon as he gets the chance to, and we'll have somebody else that can come in and make plays when we need him to make plays, bro. It's just, right. That's 11 guys, bro. That's 11 guys.
11, bro.
If you add Chris Finke, Jawan Jennings, Travis Benjamin.
You got Chris Thompson. Chris Thompson here.
Yeah, bro. So that's 12 guys. So 12.
So man, it got to be like at least 50% or 7. I'm gonna say 50%. All right, so I'm gonna go down the line here. Debo staying, KB staying, Dante. I think he's staying. Dante,
he had to pause real quick.
I'll do mine, and then we'll do yours, Dre. All right, Travis. He's injury prone. He's a little older. 2012, bro. Trent Taylor is staying.
Okay.
Poindexter is not going to be in there. We'll talk about later who's going to make it to the practice squad.
Okay.
So he's out. Hurd's in. Richie got to
Richie.
be out.
Oh.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Okay.
hey, I'm not saying nothing, bro.
Okay.
Hey, it's your picks, bro. You got the right to. That's your picks, bro.
All right. Finky, he's not. Okay,
Practice squad
he's
guy.
staying. He's gonna be practice squad. Ayuk staying. Chris
Of course.
Thompson, he's not gonna make it.
Okay.
I want Jawan to make it, but he's gonna
I do
work.
too. I do too.
He's gonna help work,
I
bro.
can't
Like
lie.
his
Yeah.
situation is like he has to really want it, bro. Like because this situation with the no OTAs, no rookie mini camps, none of that.
None of that.
Him and
None of
Ayuk is gonna
that.
be struggling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
I think they see a lot of them in him.
Okay.
So damn, I don't even know how much that was. So one,
I think
2,
it was 6.
3, 4, 5. Shoot, man.
6, 7. So you still pick 7. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. There's no way there's no way the season starts and we don't have 7. Like I just don't see it. It's too much talent. Okay, so you got your 7. So I'm gonna pick my 7. I'm gonna pick my 7. So of course we're gonna go right here. We're gonna go right here. We got Debo, right? Then we got my main man KB. Y'all know I live in Portland, Oregon. I watched this kid through high school, followed him through college.
Damn.
My family knows his family. He's going to make the team. We got Dante Pettis, man. I want to skip Dante right now. He's just not even there. We got KB. We got Debo, so that's 2. Let's see. We got Trent Taylor. That's 3.
What about Travis?
I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna pick the ones. I'm gonna pick the guys that's for sure right now.
Right.
And then we'll come back to my last ones. So that's 3: Trent Taylor, Kendrick, and then we got Debo, right? And then Skip Poindexter, Jalen Hurd. We know for sure that's 4. Jawan Jennings. No, Brandon Ayuk. That's 5.
Yeah, 5.
So we got 2 spots left. We got 2 spots left between Jawan Jennings, Chris Finke, Travis Benjamin, and Dante Pettis, right?
So what about Richie James?
And Richie.
And Chris Thompson.
We got 2 spots left.
2 spots, dude.
You know what? Okay, all right. This is how we're gonna do it. Okay. That's tough. Okay, so look, I feel like people might not agree with me, bro, but Travis Benjamin, he knows the system already. That gives him a heads up, bro. I'm sorry. It really does. So I feel like, the 6th spot is going to be between Travis Benjamin and Dante Pettis. If I had to take a guess right now, I would say that because Dante has worked with Jimmy Garoppolo and we drafted him in the 2nd round and we moved up to draft him, I feel like Dante has to stay.
That's fair. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, Dante, you hear that? Dre's giving you in. He's getting you in.
And I wanted to cut your ass just like a few days ago. I was like, I don't care about you working out with Jimmy. I want to cut your ass. So Dante, you better prove me fucking right. I'm gonna be pissed off. You know what I'm saying? So we have the 7th spot, right? Okay, the 7th spot is between Travis Benjamin. It's between Richie James, Chris Finke, Chris Thompson. Okay, Chris Thompson, he's a practice squad. Chris Thompson, he's a practice squad guy, so we'll X him out. Right. Chris Finke, he's a practice squad guy, so we'll X him out. Then we have Travis Benjamin. So the 7th spot is between Travis Benjamin, Richie James, and Jawan Jennings.
Oh shoot!
So right, you forgot about him, right? Okay, so we got Richie going into his 4th year. He came in with that class with Dante Pettis. He's been with the team. He's reliable. He doesn't get in trouble. We never hear anything bad. It's almost like Richie doesn't exist. We don't hear anything bad about Richie James. Right. And what I've always been told as an athlete, when you don't hear the coaches yelling your name or you have no reports on this athlete, that means that you're doing your job. He's dependable.
Straight up.
He shows up and he works. So I respect that about Richie James. Then we got Travis Benjamin. He's a seasoned vet. He was also drafted by Kyle Shanahan when he was in Cleveland. He had his best year with Kyle Shanahan. He had another good year when he first went to the Chargers. Kyle went out and plucked this guy out of free agency because he already knows the system. There's no OTAs, none of that. So he has the edge up. He has the edge up on Juwan Jennings. So if I had to make,
Yeah, but you got okay. You got all the.
yeah,
Did you do all the positives for those? Was it the last three?
yeah,
Last four?
I did.
What about the
Yeah.
negatives? Let's talk about the negatives on Travis.
All right. So the negatives on Travis is he drops passes. Like that's one of the first things that we've seen when we signed him in free agency. He's a Kyle Shanahan guy, but a lot of the people were saying he drops passes. But you got to look at his quarterback. He was with Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers is when Travis Benjamin got there, Phillip Rivers was 38. So he played with Phillip Rivers when he was 38, 39, 40. Phillip Rivers is about to be 41 years old. So
Damn.
Are the balls really being placed where he needs them to be? Is he having
I don't know.
to
Is Phillip Rivers that a scrub though? I mean, he's not a.
I'm not saying he's a scrub, but if you look at his film over the last few years, like he's lost a lot of juice off of his balls. You know, that's why they drafted a guy like Mike Williams. Mike Williams is a big wide receiver who's acrobatic, who can go up and just jump and catch balls. And he has a long catch radius, right? He has a big catch radius. You're talking about Travis Benjamin. He's 5'10". He needs a quarterback that could fit the ball in small windows for him to be able to catch. He's not a big guy with a huge catch radius. So I feel like it was all basically based on the quarterback play. Like maybe Phillip Rivers were putting balls in spots where he just necessarily couldn't get to. And a lot of times you claim that receiver.
I'm just looking at right now, Richie James and Travis are the same height. Richie James is 183 pounds. Travis is 175.
175, right. And he runs a 4.3. I mean,
and he was drafted back in 2012.
Right.
Richie James is a lot younger.
He's a lot younger. So I feel like because if you want to look at youth, I feel like
and familiarity, James has a little bit more.
Has that too. Man, it's going to be hard for Juwan Jennings to make this team, man.
Man, he's going to have to be like the Jalen Hurd, just be punking.
Yeah,
he's coming in there like a rookie and start punking like he a vet.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's between Juwan, Travis, and Richie, man.
Okay, yeah. So who would be eliminated out of those three? And then you got to do the last two. Think about the.
Fuck it, bro. Fuck it, bro. I'm gonna stick. I'm.
Who you gonna eliminate? Who you gonna cut out of those three?
All right. So I'm gonna eliminate Travis Benjamin first.
Okay.
It's between Richie and Juwan Jennings. Man, I feel like I feel like, man, I feel like they'll probably. I mean, we've seen like basically the ceiling of Richie James. Like, I don't necessarily know if he's going to get better. I feel like, I feel like you got another big body guy in Juwan Jennings. Fuck it, man. Juwan Jennings makes the team, bro. Richie is out, bro.
Man, hey, bro, good pick, dude.
Yeah, man. Hey, anybody out there watching, bro, that was extremely hard to do because I like Richie. I do feel like if he had more opportunity, he could have had a more of an impact. But I feel like maybe Kyle just wants to see something different. You got a guy who was in the top 100 of the players being drafted and for some reason didn't get drafted. A backstory on Juwan Jennings is they were having problems with the coaching staff. Some stuff happened. Juwan Jennings called it out. They ended up cutting him from the team. Come to find out that the shit that he was saying was actually true. So what they did is they brought Juwan Jennings back, gave him his scholarship back. He became the team captain, and he was also the Tennessee 2019 team MVP. So crazy. I mean, it shows that he's a fiery guy, that he will speak his mind. And I think that a lot of times people take that as somebody being dismissive or being a troublemaker. No, that shows leadership. If you're willing to speak your mind, if you know something is true and you don't really care what nobody thinks, you're going to speak your mind, man, coaches should respect that. That shows leadership. It's not easy to do. He put his whole college career on the line, and it came out to be that he was correct. So I feel like that was the reason why he didn't get drafted higher. But I mean, I feel like, man, those are our seven, man. So I got
Let's do a little bit something deeper. Like I heard, I don't know that same coach with Jalen Hurd when he was hurt and he wanted to. He was saying that he didn't want to be a running back anymore. He wanted to transition to wide receiver.
yep.
They
And
didn't
so
do some shady stuff.
yep. And so between Jalen Hurts saying that, his carries and his yardage, it literally like went to a third. Like he had 1,200 yards rushing one year, and then the next year when he said he wanted to go to receiver, he went all the way down to like 300 yards rushing. They gave Alvin
Right.
Kamara most of his production and carries. So he
Right.
transferred to Baylor. He went to
Yes.
Baylor
He bounced because
and
he
he
wasn't
bought.
feeling it. Yeah,
He
he
wasn't
wasn't
feeling
feeling
it,
it.
bro. So obviously there was some stuff that was going on at Tennessee that not just
Correct.
Jawan Jennings seen, but even Jalen Hurd seen, and they wasn't feeling it,
Right.
and they jumped ship. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I mean,
So it's
Jawan just got
definitely
lucky because they got a new head coach. You know,
yes.
they fired the guy, they got him up out of there.
Yeah,
So
they fired him. Yeah. So like
yeah,
we have to look in context, like what did he exactly say? What was he talking about? So like what
yeah,
you said, it was correct. There was a reason why
that,
he said
yeah,
what he said.
yeah,
Then the new coach came in and pretty much asked the whole team, each one of them, and said, "Should we bring Juwan Jennings back?" And everyone said,
right.
"Absolutely."
Absolutely. And they brought him back and
They
gave him
brought
his
him back.
full scholarship, bro. They brought him back. And that usually doesn't happen. Like once you lose your scholarship in at a Division 1 school, especially in the SEC, man, it's very hard to get that back, right? It's like
Right.
extremely hard. That doesn't happen all the time. So they brought him back and gave him his full scholarship back, man.
Yes.
I mean, guys, we did the best that we could do. We have a lot of talent on this team, and even some of those guys that we said won't make it probably could possibly make it to the practice squad team. We just have to hope and pray that nobody else picks them up because you're not restricted as a
Man.
practice squad guy. So you never
Yeah.
know what could happen. But excuse me, but for now, with the information that we know right now, those are the guys that we picked. So
Man.
we're gonna
That was fun.
segue. Yeah, that was fun, bro. That was hella fun. So we're gonna segue into our last topic.
Yes.
A few days.
You're gonna share it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it. A few days ago, man, I posted this because I don't think like everybody else is talking about so much other stuff, but I don't think how
So yeah,
I
tell
don't,
me
I don't
about
think
that,
that
Drake.
people
Because
understand.
yeah. So where did you see that to make you tweet about like what people don't really understand? Because I mean,
Well,
people should
because
understand, right? Because left
yeah, I
tackle
mean,
is the
it's
most
very
one of the
important.
most valuable, the top three
it,
valuable
it
positions.
it's very important, bro. Like it's right next to the quarterback because if you have a shit left tackle, then your quarterback is not going to do a damn thing. You're going to be like Sam Darnold getting sacked 63 times in one season, right? And he didn't even play the whole season. Sam Darnold, he was out for 3 weeks with mononucleosis. He started 13 games and he still got sacked 63 times, bro. That's like 4 or 5 times a game. That's bad, right? And
Yeah.
in the history of the NFL, we've never ever seen a team trade for a 7-time Pro Bowl left tackle who's possibly the best left tackle in the game on the third day of the draft. We've never seen that, right? And so
Never.
this was my tweet. This was my tweet 23 hours ago. I said, as a 49er fan, I don't think people understand how trading for Trent Williams is going to make our offense that much better. We literally just gave Jimmy Garoppolo an extra 1.5 seconds in the pocket. Last year, we averaged 2.2 seconds of a pocket window, which was
What?
ranked 28th. Okay,
Damn. So he'll
best
probably have
offseason in the NFL.
an average of almost 4 seconds in the pocket.
Yeah,
That's like almost
that'd
an
be
eternity in
yeah, man.
NFL.
That would be 3.7 seconds in the pocket, which would extremely increase Jimmy Garoppolo's statistics. So what I did was I pulled up Joe Staley's stats. We're gonna go into Joe Staley's stats. Then after we look at his stats, we're gonna go to his PFF and we're gonna compare it to Trent Williams. Okay. So
Yeah.
off the bat, off the bat. So I want to go down to penalties. Okay. So offensive line penalties. Okay. So in the last 2 years, Joe Staley has had 6 total false starts and he has had a total of one holding penalty, and he has had a total of 7 penalties, right? Also, we're going to look at Joe Staley's Joe Staley's PFF, and let's see what his PFF says. So he has a total of one holding call, which is elite for 2 years, and he had a total of 6 penalties, which were basically false starts and personal fouls or hands to the face or whatever type of shit that they call. So Joe
Right.
Staley, he had a 72.7 PFF. He played 434 snaps, which he only played 7 games last year. He had 2 penalties. He only had 2 sacks allowed. Both of those sacks allowed were against
Seattle.
were against Clowney. When he came back and
Um,
Clowney just looked like he was on steroids. Okay.
right.
So we're gonna look at Trent Taylor. So this is Trent Taylor's Pro Football Reference stats.
Man. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
excited.
so all right, so let's go down here. Let's go down here. Give us a second, guys. A lot of software running right now. So, okay, so all right, so we're gonna look at in 2017 to 18, he had 6 holding penalties. He had 4 false starts. He had a total of 11
This is
penalties
when
over
he was
those
kind
two
of hurt
years.
too.
Yeah, man, he basically was playing without a kneecap, bro, and he was just putting
Man.
off that surgery because they were actually making playoff runs. This was back when they had what's the guy Kirk Cousins, and they were going to like the second round of the playoffs. You know what I mean? They were trying to make runs, and I understand that, right? And he was also trying to get his new contract. We're going to look at his PFF. So compared to Joe Staley's 72, Trent Williams, good lord, 6'5", 320, 4.840. That's ridiculous, bro.
Man.
So he didn't play
Man.
2019. So we're going to go back to his 2018 season. We also have to look at he was injured, right? But he
Yep.
played 792 snaps. He had 12 penalties. He only allowed 1 sack and 75.6. Let's look back at 2016. Look at when he's healthy. Do you see that?
Mm. Yep.
795 snaps, 3 penalties, 2 sacks allowed, 92.7 PFF. That's when he's fully healthy. And you also have to
That's
look at
elite.
this. Yeah, that's elite. And what happened when we were in Washington this year, bro? They have one of the worst. They have one of the worst turfs in the NFL, bro. That shit was
Yeah.
splotchy. It was muddy. There were spots of turf coming up. I'm surprised we didn't have a lot of injuries in that game. Like Julian Taylor ended up getting nicked up in that game, but that could also play into why Trent Williams was getting injured. But if you just look at that, when he's fully healthy, he's had a year to rest. 92.7 compared to 72 point. Bro, that's 20 points
That's
better.
crazy.
That's 20
Yeah.
points better. So I love Joe Staley, right? Like he is an all-time
Yeah.
great 49er, but he's not Trent Williams, people. He's not. We're talking
Crazy.
about a guy who played four. We're talking about a guy who had 592 snaps and played 9 games with a missing kneecap on one leg, and still was all pro and a Pro Bowler. Okay, he's had a year to rest. He's been working out. He owns a gym in Houston, Texas, with Adrian Peterson. They're both from that area. We're talking about a guy who is 6'5", 322 pounds. He runs a 4.8. You just,
Yeah.
those are once in a lifetime guys. Those are guys, we just seen another one drafted, Tristan Wirfs. 6'5", 322 pounds. He ran 4.8. Like those are once in a lifetime guys. They don't come all of the time. And I really don't, I just
Right.
think that people don't understand how better our offensive line got. Also, we got Pearson, Mike Person. We know how horrible Mike
Yeah.
Person was. We know how bad he was. Okay, his pass efficiency rating was 68.9. Okay, we're replacing
Wow.
him
For the
with Daniel
season?
Brunskill. Yeah, 68.9, 68.9. But we're replacing him with Daniel Brunskill. Daniel Brunskill's pass efficiency rating was 98.2. So you're adding a guy who has
Damn.
30 point who basically has a 30 point better pass efficiency blocking, and then we're adding a guy who has a 20 point better PFF, who's a 7-time Pro Bowler at left tackle. Our offensive line just got that much better. So it's kind of a cause and effect, right? Like people might say, well, we lost to
Mhm.
Forrest Buckner, but look how better our offensive line got, right? We're going to be able to stay on the field
Yeah.
longer. We're going to be able to have a bigger pocket for Jimmy Garoppolo to step in and throw passes. He's not going to have guys in his face and smacking him as soon as he throws the ball. He's not going to have to snap and release the ball. Like even though he has a fast release, and that's one of the best things, that's one of his best things that he does. I feel like he's going to have more time to pass the ball this year, and that's just going to be amazing, bro. It's going to be an amazing thing to watch. We're going to see our offense. It's going to be like an offensive evolution. And then we also have Sean Coleman coming back. We have Weston Richburg coming back. Ben Garland,
Yes.
he filled in for Weston Richburg for the
He held
last
it
6 games
down.
of the season. He had a damn good season, bro. So it's like we have all of these guys who could play multiple positions. Justin School. Justin School started 6 games. We remained undefeated when Justin School was at left tackle.
Man, he held it down. I mean, it was rough. I mean, he was rough around the edges, but I mean, you couldn't really ask too much from him for
Nah,
rookie. But he
bro.
held it down for the
He
most
held
part.
it. He held it down. You know what I'm saying? Only allowed 2 sacks. He only allowed 2 sacks.
Wow.
I think he had. I think he allowed. No, I think he allowed 3. I think he allowed
Mhm.
one at the end of the game, which was a covered sack against Myles Garrett. He allowed one to Davian Clowney, and I think he had another one. I think he had another one against Chandler Jones, and Chandler Jones is probably one of the best defensive edges in the league. So I mean that's expected. I'm not really worried about that. Chandler Jones gets
Right.
sacks against a lot of people. So I mean we're looking at our offensive line. We got Compton. We got Ben Garland. We got Trent Williams. We got Mike McGlinchey. We got Sean Taylor coming back. We got Justin Skule. We got Lincoln Tomlinson.
Yeah.
We got bodies for days. We just
Yeah.
got bodies, bro. We got bodies, and they're all versatile, can play multiple positions, man.
I
If
love
you ask,
Tomlinson. Like what you're saying. Like he doesn't. His name doesn't get mentioned a lot either, man. He's holding it down.
bro, he's holding it down.
He
He's
was the
definitely
most
holding it down.
consistent. One of
He
he's probably
he
the
was
most
the most.
consistent.
I think he was the most. Him and Daniel Brunskill on pass protection were the most consistent. I feel like our starting line from left to right is going to be left tackle Trent Williams. It's going to be
Hmm.
Lincoln Thomason at the left guard. I
Okay.
feel like they rest Richburg until like week 3 or 4. So Ben
Right.
Garland.
Okay.
Then you have Brunskill, and then you
Yeah.
have Mike McGlinchey,
McClich.
bro.
Woo.
That Hey, bro, that
Yeah.
I don't know about. I think we have
Man.
the best offensive line in the NFC West right now.
Woo.
I think
Man.
because the Arizona Cardinals didn't get too much better at offensive line.
Right.
Like they went Isaiah Simmons instead of getting an offensive lineman with their first
Right.
draft pick. Um, the Seahawks, they're still working with a bunch of they went and got a whole bunch of linebackers and tight ends and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they already
Yeah.
signed one. They didn't get much better. The Rams, we know what they
Rams.
are. They got one name, and that's Andrew Whitworth, and he's 39 years old this year.
Hmm.
We just got we're the best offensive line in the NFC West, and we haven't been able to say
Oh.
that in a long time.
Yes.
We haven't had that since we had Joe Staley, Mike Lapati, and all of those guys. We haven't. So it's been about 7 years since we've been able to say that. And the last time we had that type of line, we went to the Super Bowl. So just imagine what it's going to do for us this year, having that type of offensive line, bro.
Bro, you didn't even mention the backups. Man, this Colton McKivitz, like I'm excited to see what he's about.
Oh yeah, our guy that we drafted from West Virginia, right? I forgot about him. I
Man,
forgot about him, bro. Yeah,
man.
you're right about that. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, Colton McKivens, man.
I don't know
So
about
yeah,
the Leonard Wester. We got Sean Coleman.
yeah, Sean Coleman. He's the swing tackle. He's the guy that can play
Mhm.
both right and left tackle. He was projected to be line. If he would have been healthy, he would have been the guy that was playing behind Joe Staley. So he's a talented guy, man. He dislocated
Mm,
his left ankle, which is a
right.
season-ending injury. So yeah,
Yeah.
man. We just have a lot of depth at offensive line. I think we have the deepest offensive line in the NFC West. I think we have the best offensive line in the NFC West. And
And they
if you
can
take
block.
out
They can
and they
run
can
block.
block, yeah,
Zone.
yeah, they
Outside
can run
zone.
block. Yeah, man. So I mean, let's see. I mean, I think the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Saints.
Mm, yeah.
Who else? the Packers, but I mean they lost
Mm.
Bulaga. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's going to play this year.
Yeah, I mean their offensive line didn't really do too well against us though.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know that merit.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like we have like the third or fourth best offensive line in the
Yeah,
NFC, and that's just not because I'm a Niners fan. It's just like I just
right.
named the two, like the Cowboys, of course, and but they lost a Hall of Fame, their Hall of Fame center Zach Martin. Like he has constantly had a 92 PFF for like the last 9 years, bro. He's gone. He retired. So I mean,
Wow.
we see how a center. I mean, well, we didn't have that problem. Like Ben Garland came in and he fitted right in. You know what I'm saying? But we did see a dip in our passing game because Richburg is able to call out the
Hmm.
signals before we line up and make plays, which is very important to call those line coverages and how we're going to block. It's not something that's easy to do. So I think that Dallas is going to struggle without Zach Martin for a bit, man. It might take them a while to get that new center to fill in that spot because that's not an easy spot to fill in, man. Zach Martin is definitely
When
going to
are,
be
when are we
a Hall of
playing?
Famer.
We playing on Thanksgiving?
Yes, I believe.
I'll have
Hold
to
on,
check,
let's go.
man. I can't.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, share the screen and look that up, bro. I think it's
All
like
right.
week 15. I think it's like week 15 or 16. I don't know exactly.
Okay. Dang.
Yeah, let's
I
go.
need
Let's go and see what that schedule says, bro.
things like running slow too. 2020. Show more. Let's see. Cowboys. Oh no, it's actually like near Christmas,
Okay,
December
so it's
20th.
earlier in the season. Yeah, bro. So
No,
I,
later
I
in the
feel like
season. Yeah.
yeah. So I feel like it gives us a little bit of an edge because like I said, man, it's not easy to replace. They like we lost Joe Staley, but we got Trent Williams, who's significantly better. Like they didn't do that. Like
Right.
you know who Joe Looney is their backup starting center. You know about Joe Looney, right? He was a 49er.
Yes.
So that just tells you go from Zach Martin to Joe Looney. It's not gonna be so pretty, bro. It's
Yeah.
not. Not with
Yeah.
DJ Jones in your face. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I would do. I would line DJ Jones in the one. I would line DJ Jones and Javon Kinlaw in the one
Ooh.
technique over the center all fucking game and torch him.
Damn.
I would punish him. Joe Looney is ass. He's
Man.
ass noodles, bro. I would punish Joe Looney all game. Javon Kinlaw and DJ Jones all game over his face. And I would come out and line up in a 5-2. I would line up in a 5-2 and have 5 linemen across the line and have 2 linebackers and have a roving and have a spy with Tavarius Moore as a safety lining up inside the box all fucking day and just
Woo.
punch
Let's
them in the
go.
mouth.
Let's
So there's a
go.
lot of things that we're going to be able to do against those bums, man. I
Yeah.
can't wait to
Yeah.
play against those cowgirls, bro. But yeah,
Woo.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
So I feel like we covered a lot of information.
Yes, we
Uh,
did. We
you
did,
know,
man. I'm getting
we
hyped up.
yeah, man. We went over the offense. We went over the offense line. We went over,
A little bit of
how
D line.
yeah, man. That interior is going to be the most important part because we know where we're getting on the edges. DJ Jones, Javon Kinlaw, Solomon Thomas are going to play a huge part. We really need Solomon Thomas to have at least 6 sacks and 50 tackles. That's what I would like to see. If not, maybe 5 sacks and 45 tackles. I want to have DJ Jones have at least 4 sacks and 40 tackles, and Javon Kinlaw just to be that presence to just fuck shit up. Like we want him to be like, the Dennis Rodman, like the guy that just fucks shit
Ooh,
up.
yeah.
Just his presence alone, fuck shit up for the offensive line. That's what we want Javon
Yeah.
Kinlaw to be. Don't
Ooh,
worry
yeah.
about your stats. You're gonna
Exactly.
get your sacks, you're gonna get your tackles. Don't worry about that. Just cause disruption. If the
Yes.
running back is coming to your gap,
Yeah.
make that motherfucker turn and run to the outside so we could get him in the flats and tackle his ass with a tackle for loss. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That's what we want Javon Kinlaw to do. So, it's a lot of pressure on Solomon Thomas. You know what I'm saying? Solomon, go earn your money. We didn't pick up your 5th-year option, but you have the opportunity this year to go out and fucking ball out and get a big contract
Yes.
somewhere else. So this is your year to do your thing. We need you to do your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We need you to do your thing.
If he does his thing and more, do you think we're gonna renegotiate or pretty much?
We ain't gonna be able to pay him. We ain't gonna be able
Yeah.
to pay him, bro. We got. First of all, we got Kittle, we got Juice, we got K1 Williams, Jaquiski Tarter's gone. He's up. Then
Yep.
after that, we're gonna have Fred Warner. I mean, nah, we ain't gonna be able to pay you, bro. But
Yeah.
you still want to have a good NFL career. So it's very important that you come out and you produce. So when you do go somewhere, you can get that 12 million that was going to be your 5th year option. You know what I'm saying? His 5th year, he's getting 9 million this year again. He got 9 million
What
last year. He's getting 9 million this year.
you think?
And
We're
it's
gonna get compensation?
do
Like,
we get a compass? Um,
yeah,
you
because
know
he's like a
what?
third pick, right? So
So somebody else signs
yeah,
him. I think we do get compensation.
yeah.
I think we
So
do.
we'll see.
I think we
We'll have
yeah.
to
If
look
he
that up.
signed, yeah, that's how it goes with the first rounders. If a team if a team signs you and you don't come back to us on your 5th year, we do get some type of compensation for that. And
Right.
the cool thing about with the Trent Williams trade was we traded a 3rd and a 5th this year, right? But the
Right.
thing is, we get a 3rd round pick. We get a compensatory pick from the Denver Broncos next year. We get a 3rd
Oh, okay. Yeah,
compensatory
that's
pick
right.
from them. So
Right.
they're not Denver. You can just send that to Washington. We don't even need have it. Like we already
Yep.
had that.
Yep.
So hey man,
Yeah.
yeah man.
Shout out to
It's
Big Ken out on Periscope, Twitter. You know, he mentions if Thomas were to have 6 sacks, 50 tackles, would you see us still letting him walk next year? And I think you just pretty much
I
answered
mean,
that.
okay, okay, Laker Thomason, we didn't pick up his 5th year, but we declined him and then we re-signed him into a 3-year contract. So it's possible,
Renegotiate,
but
yeah.
when you have K1, who's like probably more important than a lot of people, when you have George
Mm-hmm.
Kittle,
Yes.
when you have Kyle Juszczyk, I think that's going to be the focal points of the guys that we want to re-sign. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like they're going to be really important. And then I think Fred Warner is going to be coming up. So like
Yeah.
those are guys that we have to keep. But luckily we're going to have like the salary cap is going to be ridiculous. I thought we're going to have like 80 million. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
and then the year after that
That's
we'll have
big.
like 100 million. So it's not going to be too much of an issue. So it could be a situation to where we could sign him for a contract. But then we're going to you got to look at this. Kendrick is on a 1-year tender. Ben Garland is on a
Yep.
1-year tender. Daniel Brunskill is on a 1-year tender. We got a lot of guys on 1-year tenders, you guys. So we have to,
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that are rotational, but rotational guys with starting caliber talent that we're going to have to re-sign. So you have to take that into consideration. Do we really want to re-sign Solomon Thomas when we just got Javon Kinlaw and we got Michael Hyder? That's another guy that we forget about, and we got
Oh
Julian
yeah.
Taylor who's going to be coming back healthy. I mean, do you really want to spend that money on the Solomon Thomas when you need to re-sign K1, who's I think is the best
Man.
nickel cornerback in the game? Like, do you want to
Hell
re-sign
yes.
him we seen what happened when Kyle Juszczyk went out? Like, we went from averaging 5 yards a carry to 2.8 yards a carry, and
Yeah.
140 yards rushing a game to 98 yards rushing a game without Kyle Juszczyk. Do you really want to go without Kyle Juszczyk? Like, is that something that you really want to do?
No.
Do you really want to go without Fred Warner, who should have been a fucking Pro Bowler? Like, he ended up being an alternate, but he should have been a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro last year. Like, do you really want to go without him? So it's a lot of things that we have to take into consideration when you're talking about re-signing Solomon Thomas. It's just he's not going to be able. We're not going to be able to afford it.
Man.
Yeah, man.
Man, great talk, Dre. That
Yes,
was
sir, man. That was a good show, man. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. This is
Yes,
only the
sir.
second show that we've ever done, but we're going to be bringing you guys a lot more content. We're going to be coming back to you guys a lot more often. It's just, Bronze, he has a family. I got a family. Everybody has stuff going on, man. But we're going to continue to try to bring you guys good content and talk about 49ers football.
Man. That being said, see you next time. Peace.
Peace.